All right, let's dive right into today's explainer, where we're breaking down a really powerful short story called The Currency of Integrity. We're going to use this narrative to genuinely understand the mechanics of our moral choices, how they actually play out in the real world, and the unseen forces that drive the decisions we make. This isn't just some simple fable. It's actually a fascinating case study in human behavior, temptation, and the incredible long-term dividends of just doing the right thing.
So before we really get into the narrative, I want you to put yourself directly in the protagonist's shoes for a second. Think about it. What would you do with a found wallet totally stuffed with cash? I mean, it's super easy to say, oh, I'd return it, but what if you were desperate? What if that cash could literally change your survival circumstances today? Just keep your own personal answer in the back of your mind as we go, because it makes the stakes of this whole moral exercise deeply, deeply personal. Let's start with Section 1, the ultimate test, the stakes of Ryan's journey.
To truly grasp the weight of what's about to happen, we have to understand Ryan's baseline. He's a young guy living in pretty severe poverty, sharing a tiny house with his sick mother. Every single day, he's working incredibly hard just to scrape together enough money to afford her medication. Life for Ryan is never easy. It is a constant, absolutely exhausting struggle. We really need to internalize this immense daily hardship to understand why the temptation he's about to face is so overwhelmingly strong. He isn't out here seeking luxury, He's literally just seeking survival.
And that brings us to the main catalyst of our story. Picture this scene. It's a cold, rainy evening. Ryan is walking home from another totally grueling day of work, definitely exhausted and no doubt stressed about his mom's health. And suddenly, he spots a wallet just lying right there on the roadside. He picks it up, opens it, and is completely shocked to find it absolutely stuffed with cash. Let's be honest with ourselves. We all have that split-second finders keepers instinct, right? But for Ryan, this is like the universe suddenly handing him an instant, incredibly easy ticket out of his immediate pain.
That brings us to Section 2, Choosing Integrity, the Moral Dilemma.
The story pauses right here to highlight this really intense psychological conflict. We essentially have two opposing forces mapped out. On one side, we have immediate temptation. Ryan is literally thinking to himself, this money could help my mom right now. I could go buy her medicine and food today. It is a profoundly justifiable temptation, right? But then, on the other side, we have his moral compass. He remembers his mother's incredibly strict rules about honesty, regardless of how poor they are. This brilliantly illustrates the ultimate clash between the short-term relief of keeping the money, which would instantly solve his crisis, and the long-term internal compass of doing the right thing.
You see, his mother had instilled in him this core philosophy: no matter how difficult life becomes, always be honest. Notice the specific framing there. She didn't say, be honest when it's convenient or easy. She explicitly attached honesty to the moments when life gets exceptionally difficult. So this specific piece of advice acts as the crucial emotional anchor that ultimately guides Ryan's decision. It cuts straight through the totally rational temptation of his immediate poverty.
So let's look at the exact sequence of steps Ryan takes to turn that internal integrity into a physical action. The internal debate ends with a deep sigh, and step 1, he ignores the temptation entirely and makes the firm decision to find the owner. Step 2, he actively looks for a solution, digging through the wallet until he finds an ID card with a home address. And finally, step 3, he doesn't sit around and overthink it. The very next morning, he travels directly to that specific address and knocks on the door, coming face to face with the wallet's owner, who turns out to be an elderly man. He just hands over the wallet, stating simply that it belongs to him. When the elderly man opens it up, he's absolutely stunned. He checks the cash and says, "Everything is still here, thank you, son. Most people would have kept the money." His sheer surprise in that moment proves just how incredibly rare and valuable Ryan's honesty truly is. I mean, society pretty much expects a lost wallet to be emptied, right? Especially by someone in Ryan's obviously worn-down condition. And Ryan's simple reply to the man, "It wasn't mine to keep."
Moving right along to Section 3, an unexpected reward, the ripple effect of honesty.
Now, the story doesn't just instantly jump to some magical fairy tale ending. The harsh reality is that despite returning the money, Ryan's problems haven't magically vanished. The old man smiles in gratitude, sure, but he immediately notices this really deep sadness lingering in Ryan's eyes. He asks if everything is okay, and in this beautiful, genuine moment of vulnerability, Ryan hesitates, but then confesses his ongoing struggles. He admits to the old man that his mother is still sick and they are still deeply, desperately impoverished. So his conscience is completely clear? Absolutely, but his reality remains incredibly harsh. And the old man? He simply listens carefully.
A few days pass in total silence.
Then, out of nowhere, Ryan receives an unexpected phone call. It's the old man. He tells Ryan that he actually owns a company, that he desperately needs honest people on his team, and he offers Ryan a job right then and there. When a completely shocked Ryan asks if he's serious, the old man replies with this simple, profound truth. Honesty is more valuable than money. He fundamentally believes in this principle. He recognizes that, while business skills can always be taught, innate integrity under extreme, crushing pressure, that is incredibly rare and inherently valuable to any organization. This timeline brilliantly illustrates how a single choice can compound over time. Think about it. Day 1. Ryan returns the found wallet, sacrificing a massive, immediate financial gain. Just days later, that act of integrity generates a literally life-changing job offer. Months later, with his stable new income, he's finally able to pay for his mom's medical treatment, and she slowly, thankfully recovers. Jump 2 years later, Ryan climbs the corporate ladder, becoming one of the absolute most successful managers in the entire company. It perfectly shows how one single act of integrity solved his financial deficits far, far more permanently than keeping that cash ever could have.
And that leads us nicely to Section 4, the true value of honesty, beyond the financial reward. Because, look, success clearly hasn't made Ryan forget where he came from, or who helped him when he was down. After his mother's full recovery, Ryan makes it a specific point to go visit the old man. He goes right to him to express his immense gratitude, telling him directly, "You changed my life. I'll never forget your kindness." It is a massive testament to Ryan's ongoing character. The exact same integrity that made him return the wallet in the rain is the integrity that brings him back to simply say thank you. But as Ryan is thanking him, the old man shares this incredibly deeply personal truth. He says, "You remind me of my son. I lost him many years ago. When I met you, I saw this same goodness in your heart." Wow, this completely shifts the perspective, revealing that the transaction wasn't just one-sided. Ryan didn't just get a job out of this. His act of honesty filled a massive, painful void in the old man's life as well. Ryan is left totally speechless, and he just hugs the old man tightly. And from that day forward, the text tells us, the two of them essentially became like family.
As Ryan grew into this highly successful manager over the years, he absolutely never forgot the core lesson that kicked off his entire journey. Honesty may not reward you immediately, but it always rewards you eventually. It's such a powerful reminder that integrity is essentially an investment. It might have a delayed yield, but it's an incredibly powerful one when it pays out.
So ultimately, the core takeaway from our explainer today is that good deeds always come back in unexpected ways. Ryan gave up, maybe a few $100s on a rainy night? And in return for that sacrifice, he gained a lifelong career, he literally saved the health of his mother, and he found a brand new father figure. The delayed but inevitable gratification of doing the right thing goes so far beyond whatever math we can calculate in the heat of the moment. I want to leave you with a final thought to really mull over today. How will you practice the currency of integrity in your own life? The test we face probably won't be a wallet full of cash sitting on a rainy street. It's usually much more subtle, right? It might be a small choice at work, a really uncomfortable conversation, or just a moment where taking a quick shortcut seems incredibly justifiable. I challenge you to apply Ryan's lesson to your own daily choices. Just remember that doing the right thing, especially when life is difficult, is building a currency that absolutely will pay off eventually. Thanks for exploring this with us, and keep learning.